Hello, everyone, and welcome to Frontier Opening Bell. It's a Thursday, the 13th of January, and this is how the market finished off on Wednesday across the five major markets we cover for you. Nigerian market jumped significantly, 1.7%. On the back of big gains by MTN Nigeria, more than 2%. Nigeria's largest cement maker, Dangote, is in the market for the second tranche of a share buyback program. That pushed the stock price up very significantly. The shares of Seplat, Nigeria's EMP, listed also on the London Stock Exchange, also climbed yesterday. That gave a whole lot of fillip to the market. So that's at 1.71%. Except the insurance sector, all other four indices finished in the green. The BRVM went up by 12 basis points. The Bank of Africa in Cote d'Ivoire. So again, Egyptian market went up 0.48% as well. Quite a big. The investors traded about $60.2 million on the Egyptian market. Big names such as Telecom Egypt helped the index finish in the green territory. The GSE posted the biggest jump in on the African market yesterday, 2.59%. Big names like ProSource, Naspers, Anglo Gold, ARM, BHP Billiton, Kuma Iron Ore were all in the green territory yesterday. So all the indices actually finished in the green. Across the rest of the continent, the market were largely in positive territory with the exception of the market in Kampala, which is the Uganda Stock Exchange, which fell on the back of pullback in the shares of East African breweries, Kenya Airways, names such as KCB Group, as well as Nation Media. Okay, let me take you straight to what's happening in East African markets and the economy in business, because the Kenya says it's acquired 3.3 billion shillings worth of tugboats, which is now cranes, which are equipment to ramp up on Mombasa seaport, the country's number one seaport, by the way. And Centum ARM is looking to raise 17 billion shillings from Luxembourg's GEM Global Yield relationship. And Sassini is reporting net income surging 45.5 times to about 573 million shillings on higher sales within the 2021 period. And Uganda's Petroleum Authorities has okayed about 521 trillion shillings in oil contracts. Meantime, the National Bank of Ethiopia, which is the central bank, has lifted bank transfer limits. Let's get into West Africa, where it's a big day in Accra, Ghana today, as President Nana Akufo-Addo hosts the official commercial launch of the Pan-African Payment Settlement System called the PAPSS. The new system will allow Africa to save about $5 billion in exchange transactions. The pilot scheme was done with all the central banks in West Africa, including the West Africa Monetary Institute. Attending today's event is the AFDB President, Dr. Akumi Adesina, of course, the President of the Afrexim Bank, Benedict Orama, as well as the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, who is a Chairman of the Governing Council for the PAPSS, which is headquartered in Accra, Ghana, as well as the Executive Secretary of AFCFTA, Wamkele Mene. There will be in attendance also the Central Bank Governors of Zambia, Kenya, South Africa, and a few others, including the head of the West Africa Monetary Institute. And Dangote Cement is going to do about 100 million plus of a shares buyback next week. It's going to be Wednesday and Thursday next week. Keep that in mind, January the 19th and 20th. Access Bank has warned Nigerians against those and everyone else, by the way, against some folks who are doing a fraudulent platform called Access Capital Investment. The Tier 1 lender operating in Nigeria and across Africa says it's warning everyone not to patronize this particular investment platform, which has nothing to do with the listed lender. In the meantime, Stanbic IBTC Holdings in Nigeria is looking for approval from the central bank to set up what it calls a fintech subsidiary, which will be involved in payment service. And Ghana's Accra Energy has gotten about $100 million from the private sector landing arm of the World Bank, that's the International Finance Corporation, for offshore blocks development in the West African country. And B2Gold is expecting Fekola Mine in Mali to meet its 2022 production target, despite the latest round of hot sanctions against the military junta in Mali. That's across the West African market for you. Stepping into the Southern African market, where Vodacom has joined the fight for 5G spectrum licensing. Telkom, South Africa, went to court last Thursday to stop the new round of licensing. MTN Group joined the fray, and yesterday Vodacom has joined MTN to fight telco. It's a big fight among all the big names in South Africa over this telecom spectrum licensing, which has been delayed for a number of years. And Capital Bank in South Africa says its co-founder, Chief Financial Officer Andre Du Plessis will be leaving in June after serving 22 years in the organization. In South Africa's startup, Wisola says he's raising 45 million rand in his first Series 1 fund round. Zimbabwe is reporting exports north of 20% to about $647 million for the month of November 2021. And Osino Accesses acquires Odundu Global Property in Namibia from B to Gold. And that's part of the Southern African mining and resources transactions there. Let's finish up in North Africa, where MENA, which is the Middle East and North Africa, posting a strong recovery in second half of 2021 on the economic front to accelerate further in 2022, according to the latest report released 2 days ago by the World Bank. And Fitch Ratings says the global Islamic Sukuk market will grow 36.1% to about $252 million in 2021, looking at the total numbers for the past year. And Egypt is looking to implement its first gold refinery, get it up and running. Nigeria is working in the same direction. And Morocco's budget deficit contracted to about 7.6% of the GDP in the full year 2021 for its fiscal year, that was. And South Sudan Central Bank has cut lending rate, the key lending rate of the country, to 12% from 15%. And that's about it for today on Frontier Opening Bell. I am Bosin Amamfa. I hope you enjoy the show. Go online, www.frontierafricareports. That's our website. Watch this show again. Read our other stories. Go online as well. On YouTube, you'll find Frontier Africa Reports. You subscribe. It is free to all the show and other shows that we produce on a daily basis and periodically. Then, of course, our live events as well. Then, of course, you can go on Twitter. Twitter is unbanned in Nigeria overnight, but the government says tweet responsibly. So we're back on Twitter. We're on LinkedIn. We're on other platforms such as Instagram and Facebook. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.